Okay, let's start with something crazy. Right now, inside your head, over 86 billion neurons are firing, sparking like city lights at night. But here's the weird part. No one really knows how those sparks create something as simple as a thought. What is a thought? Right now, you're hearing my voice. Maybe you're sitting on your couch or walking outside. Maybe there's a slight breeze on your skin, or the distant hum of a fan in the background. All of this, everything you see, hear, feel, your brain is processing in real time. But what does that mean? Where does the experience happen? Let's take something simple, your morning coffee. You smell it, you feel the warmth, you taste the bitterness. But here's the question, how does your brain take these physical signals and turn them into experience? Now, what is a thought, really? It's easy to assume a thought is just the voice in your head, but it's not just words, it's electrical signals racing between neurons. But here's where things get strange. Those signals aren't like text messages. They're just bursts of energy, like static on a radio. So if thoughts are just signals, then who is the one listening to those signals? The science of consciousness, the unsolved mystery. Scientists have spent decades mapping the brain. They can pinpoint the exact areas responsible for memory, vision, even fear. But the one thing they haven't found is you. Let's put it this way. We know that electrical activity in the brain corresponds to emotions. We can see it on an MRI. But if I asked you to point to the exact place where happiness exists, where would you look? That's the puzzle, and it gets even weirder. The hard problem of consciousness, the ultimate mystery. Your brain detects heat, but why does that feel like warmth? Your brain processes sound waves, but why does that feel like music? This is what scientists call the hard problem of consciousness. It's not just about how the brain works, it's about why there's an inner experience at all. Let's say we built a perfect AI, a machine that can recognize faces, play chess, even write poetry. But does it feel anything? Or is it just processing data? Some scientists believe consciousness is just an illusion, that your sense of self is nothing more than neurons firing in complex ways. But that explanation leaves something out. Because if consciousness is just an illusion, then who is experiencing the illusion? The spiritual perspective, consciousness beyond the brain. For thousands of years, spiritual traditions have offered a different idea. Instead of thinking of consciousness as something created by the brain, what if the brain is just receiving it? Think about a radio. It has circuits, wires, and dials, kind of like neurons in your brain. But does the radio create the music, or is it just tuning in? Some spiritual traditions say that consciousness is not inside your brain at all, but something much bigger, something that exists beyond you. And if that's true, then maybe your thoughts aren't something you create, maybe they're something you tune into. The psychological perspective, your mind as an attic. But even if that's true, then why do we get so lost in our thoughts? Think of your mind like an attic. Over the years, you've stored beliefs, memories, fears, even ideas you didn't choose. Some of these thoughts are useful, others not so much. And here's the tricky part. The more you identify with those old thoughts, the more they control you. But the good news is, you don't have to open every box. The moment you realize that thoughts are just objects in your mind, you take back control. You are not your anxiety. You are not your fear. You are not your past. You are the one watching these things. The moment you see that clearly, you become free. So the next time your mind feels chaotic, stop for a moment and just watch. That stillness you feel, that's you, which can become your meditation. So, what do you think?